the governor of Florida, is rewriting history, and not in a subtle way. There's a new clip in which he says, hey, Florida was shortchanged in the last census, and he blames it on the Biden administration. The problem is the last census did happen when Donald Trump was president. These people seem to be unable to keep it straight. Trump's been bending over backwards now to get back in Donald Trump's good graces. The whole context of what DeSantis said is that he thinks Florida needs to get more seats. They are terrified about what might happen in 2026. But here's DeSantis seemingly confused about who was president when.
Congressional map. Florida has been growing. It's been growing a lot since I've been governor. But even before that, it was adding population, not at the same rate. And we got shortchanged in the last census. We should have had 2 or 3 seats. We only got 1 seat, and that was really the Biden administration's doing. So we are working with the Attorney General in Florida, James Uthmeyer, to talk to the Commerce Department. He's written a letter. Even Biden's administration, a couple years after, acknowledged Florida got shortchanged.
Let's unpack this. First of all, what's the motivation? The whole reason that DeSantis is bringing this up now is he wants to justify squeezing another congressional seat for Florida. That would mean redrawing the map. The real game here is not to fix some imaginary Biden era census problem. The only goal is get Republicans more seats, because the 2026 midterms could be a disaster. They might not be. I mean, Republicans might hold the House and Senate, but it could be a disaster for Republicans. The fear is palpable. They are terrified about the fact that if they lose the House in 26, that is it for Trump's agenda. Trump has no elections to run, but it will imperil every single Republican's opportunity to get reelected in 2028. They know they're bleeding support. They know the Republican brand is in a free fall. They know a bad midterm flips the House and then Trump gets nothing done for years. So they now want to go back. They're going back and distorting facts. They're pretending that the census that Trump ran is somehow Joe Biden's fault. But the 2020 census was conducted under Trump's Commerce Department. The director of the census was selected by Trump. Now, we had pandemic chaos. There was this compressed counting period. There were lawsuits over, oh, what about excluding undocumented immigrants or this? It was all under Donald Trump. Biden was not in office. If you admit that, you can't point the finger at Democrats. And so what DeSantis is doing is he's just swapping the names and he's going, this is Biden's fault. The problem is we're noticing it makes him look desperate. It makes him look dishonest. It makes him look willing to throw reality under the bus if it means, hey, I can get one more gerrymandered seat. Now, what's wild is that Donald Trump had as one of his most vocal supporters during the chaos of the census, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis and Republicans were saying the census is fair, it's accurate because their guy was in charge. We were worried that Trump was using the pandemic to hamper an accurate census in order to help Republicans. DeSantis and his cronies at the time said, it's great. It's all going fine. There's no need to worry. Now they sense the possible political disadvantage. And now they're saying it was the corrupt Biden organization. So they're reversing their own talking points from 2020. Now, one final thing on this. It's worth noting that you don't just ask for another seat and get one. Apportionment is a process. You get population counts. The population counts get certified by the Census Bureau. The law doesn't give governors the power to just go back and change numbers because they didn't like the outcome. And so DeSantis, at his core, is selling a fantasy that does not reflect how the system works. And my suspicion here is that this is about more than 2026. This is also DeSantis wanting to be the Republican Party post-Trump. And so when he blames Biden for Trump's census, he's avoiding criticizing Trump directly. He stirs up anti-Democrat outrage, and he's kind of testing, will Republicans buy a different version of history that might help me in the future? That's